beautiful students. How are you, girls? How are you? Okay, my beautiful students, let me start my lesson for today and starting with the day and the date first. Today is what, girls? Today is Sunday and the spelling is Sunday. What about the date, girls? The date is 22/5/1443 after Hijrah, okay? Today, inshallah, girls, we will talk about Unit 6, Lesson 2. The title of our unit, as I told you girls before, will be about or is about jobs, okay? It is about jobs, page 44 and 45, okay? I will start my lesson with this important question. What do you want to be in the future, girls? You can say, I want to be a nurse. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a diver. I want to be a businesswoman. I want to be a diver. I want to be a housewife. Okay? So, write for different jobs. Write for different jobs, girls. Here we have four jobs. Teacher number 1, doctor number 2, engineer number 4, and nurse number 4. Okay? 3 engineer and 4 nurse. We can also say firefighter, pilot, architect, computer technician, diver, cook, businessman, businesswoman, housewife. These are what? These are example reporter also. These are examples of jobs. Okay? Let me start with the first important question, starting with where. When I ask you, where does a doctor work? Where? This means I'm asking you about what? About the place. Where does a doctor work? You can say, a doctor works in a hospital or he works in a hospital. Where does a doctor work? He works in a hospital. Or when I say, where do doctors work? We can say, they work in a hospital, okay? What about this question, girls? Where does a teacher work? Where does a teacher work? A teacher works in a school or he works in a school. He works in a school, girls, okay? Now choose the right answer. First of all, what is he? He is an architect. He is an architect, okay? What does an architect do? What does an architect do? He designs buildings, he helps sick people, he flies planes, or he helps the doctor. Of course, the architect designs building اللي هو المهندس المعماري, okay? What does a teacher do? What does a teacher do, girls? Number 1, he helps sick people. Of course not. He explains the lesson. He helps the doctor or he flies plane. Of course, he explains the lesson. Okay? What about number 3? What does a firefighter do? Girls, we can say a firefighter or a fireman. All of them are right. What does a firefighter do? He helps sick people? No. He helps the doctor? No. He puts out fires or he flies plane? He puts out fire. So a firefighter puts out fire. Then girls, what does a housewife do? What does a housewife do, girls? A housewife, sorry girls, here we have to say she helps, wait a minute, so we have to say, she helps sick people, she puts out fires, she flies planes, or she cleans the house. Of course, the right answer is she cleans the house, okay? Now, what does a pilot do? He helps sick people, He puts out fires, he flies planes, or he helps the doctor. Of course, he flies planes. He flies planes, okay? Now, my beautiful students, I need you to open your book, page 44, girls. Open your book, page 44, and listen to this chant or listen to this song. Listen, girls.
Grammar in action. Exercise 1. Listen and chant in pairs. Space Station crew. Who's he?
He's Abdullah.
What does he do?
He's a pilot.
Where does he work?
In a station.
In the train station?
No, in the space station.
Who's he?
He's Faisal.
What does he do?
He's a doctor.
Where does he work?
In a hospital.
In the city hospital?
No, in the space hospital.
Who are they?
They're Ali and Omar.
What do they do?
They're the cooks.
Where do they work?
In a restaurant.
In the fast food restaurant?
No, in the space restaurant.
So, girls, listen to me now.
Grammar in action.
Listen to me, space station crew. Who is he? He's Abdullah. What does he do? He's the pilot. Where does he work? In a station. In the train station? No, in the space station. Who's he? He's Faisal. What does he do? He's a doctor. Where does he work? In a hospital? In the city hospital? No, in the space hospital. Who are they? They are Ali and Omar. What do they do? They are the cooks. Where do they work? In a restaurant. In the fast food restaurant? No, in the space restaurant. Again, girls. Who is he? He's Abdullah. What does he do? He's the pilot. Where does he work? In a station? In the train station? No, in the space station. Who is he? He's Faisal. What does he do? He's a doctor. Where does he work? In a hospital? In the city hospital? No, in the space hospital. Who are they? They are Ali and Omar. What do they do? They are the cooks. Where do they work? In a restaurant. In the fast food restaurant? No, in the space restaurant. Okay? Page 45, girls. Challenge time. What do they do? Can you listen and match jobs and places? Then answer number 3. Listen, girls, please.
Challenge time. Exercise 2. What do they do? Can you listen and match jobs and places? Then answer 3. The man in the first picture is a doctor. He works in a hospital. He helps sick people. The men in the second picture are firefighters. They work at the fire station. They put out fires. The men in the third picture are pilots. They work at the airport. They fly planes. Now, listen again and number the sentences in the correct order. 1. He is a doctor. He works in a hospital. He helps sick people.
Number 1.
2. They are firefighters. They work at the fire station. They put out fires. 3. They are pilots. They work at the airport. They fly planes.
So, girls, number in the correct order. After listening, girls, you have to do it by yourself after listening. Then send it to me, okay? So, your homework is page 113 and 114, okay? So, here, You have to match the sentences with the photos here. Then choose three jobs and write sentences like the sentences in exercise 1, like this, girls. For example, a teacher explains the lesson and works in a school. Okay, you can do like these sentences, girls, okay? And write three jobs. This is the end of my lesson today, girls. Thank you for listening and watching, and see you in my virtual class. Goodbye, girls. Goodbye.